8 months broken up with 6 months of not seeing each other, 4 months NC, and we are back together. I've been wanting to post my success story here for a while now, but it's hard to try to sum up everything that's happened in the past year. The reason I want to post is because during the first few months of my breakup I was so totally devastated and heartbroken, like crying every day, not eating, feel nauseous, not sleeping, even thinking about suicide. I would stay up all night looking for any success stories I could find for advice or just hope. I don't even remember. Background: I'm a 26-year-old female, he's a 23-year-old male. We were together 4 years, met in college. We were fighting a lot towards the end, and I did a lot to push him away, including ditching him to see a guy I developed a stupid crush on. He eventually left me, as is the case a lot of times, just when I realized how awful I was being and how much I still loved him. I have successfully gotten back together with my boyfriend. Today it's officially been 4 months after an 8-month gut-wrenching breakup. I don't know what I have for advice. Listen to the people on this forum, a lot of their suggestions make sense. I would read do not contact, and yet I would contact anyway, only to get my heart broken again. Here's the thing, now that my boyfriend and I are back together, I've had the opportunity to actually ask him why. What were you feeling? How could you be so cold? And he tells me that even though he knew he loved me the whole time, he didn't want to go back to being mistreated. He wanted to be cold so he wouldn't have to feel weak. Guys you once loved can be real assholes during a breakup. My boyfriend would tell me he didn't love me anymore. He told me he didn't miss me. He even came over after 2 months of us being broken up, had sex with me twice, and had me go to a movie with him to only at the end of the night say I still don't want to get back together. If you contact your ex during the first few months, you will be hurt. No matter what they feel about you, they won't show you any love. They will hurt you, even if they don't mean to. If I could do the breakup all over again, I wouldn't have called begging and crying. I wouldn't have contacted him on Christmas Eve only to be told I don't love you anymore, please stop calling me, etc. It doesn't do anyone any good. Give your ex time, give them at least 4 months of NCI. I read somewhere on here that it takes 2 to 4 months for an ex to stop being angry and blaming you, and another 2 to 4 months of them missing you to want to get back together, so just give them time. Eventually, after a failed reconciliation after only 8 weeks, I started to feel better, I think around 6 months after the initial breakup. Getting back together for a week or 2 was like having to break up all over again. I think it was even worse because it was right before Thanksgiving, so I had the entire holiday season to look forward to being miserable and alone. I think the reason I was finally able to feel better is because I finally allowed myself to hold on to the hope of us getting back together without the desperate need to do something about it. He wound up calling on my birthday in January, and I finally got the time to talk to him. I let him know I was sorry for everything. Explained why I felt like we didn't work out. Not because of lack of love or compatibility, but because some basic relationship mistakes like jealousy, lack of trust, being inexperienced at relationships in general. I told him to just give it some time. To go on dates, enjoy being single and meeting new friends, and that maybe in a few months we could get together and he could come see our pets. He told me maybe, but that he didn't have the same feelings as I did. But it was different than before. He was no longer angry. He still tried to hurt my feelings a bit with stupid stuff, like mentioning sleeping on chicks' couches or whatever. But I didn't let it get me upset, and I think that showed him how at ease I was. Also, I forgave him. I recognized my own part in the breakup and totally, absolutely forgave him for breaking my heart. I didn't actually say I forgive you, that would sound nuts. I just forgave him in my own heart. Then I used the next few months to actually enjoy being single. I still thought about him every day and would randomly get sad and start crying and feel hopeless. But I was actively trying to make myself a better person so that when we did get back together, I'd be better, our relationship would be healthier. I quit smoking, started running, seeing friends, learned to cook, got a new job, new car, etc. I just realized we would be together again because we did love each other that much, and then I was able to just enjoy the time I had to be alone and develop myself as my own person. Then around the end of April I just felt like I could feel he missed me. Could feel like he was going to call me and ask for me back. I didn't wait, I called him up. He was astonished that I called when I did, said he was just about to call me. We met up casually, as friends exactly 6 months to the day since we had last seen each other. We never mentioned getting back together that first day. Just enjoyed each other's company. We didn't take it slow though. We wound up saying we loved each other still that night, even slept together. He told me that he had been keeping himself up at night worried that he broke something between us and was so afraid I wouldn't take him back. It's been 4 months now, like I said, and we are both totally back in love with each other. He admits that he made a mistake to leave me. We've both apologized and are trying to put it behind us. We both learned a lot during the breakup, but you need to be prepared for the fact that people don't really change. We still fall into our old fight patterns sometimes. But this time we try to talk to each other. And now we both realize we're in it for the long haul. That stupid stuff isn't going to get in the way of us being together again. My point is that I still have moments of sublime happiness, moments where he's telling me how much he loves me, and I can still feel how unbelievable it would have been for me to even imagine these things happening just 5 months ago. So, not to advocate false hope, but please, if you feel like you and your ex shared a lot of love, don't feel like it's never going to happen. Don't hate them for acting cold. And don't always listen to the people on here who tell you it's never going to happen. There's a lot of angry, rejected people on here. And it was hard to post a success story now that I'm happy and back together with my boyfriend. Because honestly, who cares? I'm happy. It's hard to summarize all of this, it takes time. I think a lot of people who do get back together don't bother posting a follow-up. So, end of story. Keep hope. Forgive your ex, don't contact them for a while, and enjoy being single. Once you're back together, you will miss a lot of aspects of your single life you could have been enjoying during your breakup instead of being miserable and obsessing about your ex. Lots of luck to everyone out there reading this.